So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about census this year, which has been very much in the news. I'm sure you must be aware that from 1st April, we have started census in our country. So we'll be discussing about the history of census also. We have seen some questions in this regard. We'll be talking about that. So I'm sure you must be aware the idea behind census. This is an all India survey, which actually enumerates data with regards to population, like what is the population of our country, population of the state, what is the literacy rate, what is the sex ratio. Okay, so people on the basis of religion are being identified. Like the similarly nowadays, this time we'll be having caste based census also. So there'll be the caste will also be highlighted here, etc. and all. So we'll be talking about this in today's class. So let us begin. First of all, since I've told you that I'll be discussing about the history also, because sometimes we have seen questions from history. So first census in independent India, or India, I would say first census in India. I'm not saying independent India. I'm saying first census in India happened in which year? 1872, 1891, 1871, or 1801? If you know the answer, please write it in the live chat. I'll be very happy to know. So right answer is 1872. So during British era, of course, first census happened in modern India. Now, some of you might be talking, sir, even in the ancient history we have seen it, but we are not talking about ancient history. We have seen incidents of something similar in during Chandragupta Maurya era and all, but we are talking in recent years in the modern Indian history. So the answer is 1872, and you have to tell me who was the Governor General of India at that time when in 1872 the first census happened. And I'm sure you must be aware that in 1872 British was ruling India, and at that time Lord Mayo was the Governor General of India. Okay, so you must be aware. Or because after 1858 we are calling this post as Viceroy also. So Governor General or Viceroy of India was Lord Mayo. So B is the right answer to this question. Let's move on, Hannah. So when you read about census on Wikipedia page also, they talk about it. The decennial means which happens every 10 years in general, Hannah, which happens every 10 years. Census has been conducted 15 times as of 2011, while it has been undertaken 10 years, beginning in 1872 by Viceroy Lord Mayo. Okay. The next one is, since we have discussed first census or first complete census happened in 1872, but first synchronous census happened in India in which year? 1891, 1881, 1801, and 1901. And at that time, who was the Viceroy of India, or I would say the Governor General of India? Please tell me. I'll be very happy to know. Actually, the first synchronous census happened in 1881, and at that time, Lord Ripon was the Governor General of India, or I would say Viceroy of India. Now you'll be asking, sir, what is the difference between first census and first synchronous census? Okay. So first synchronous census means that you are conducting at all India level a census with a uniform data, uniform parameter in one go. Okay. We have seen non-synchronous census in the past in 1872, etc., which was fragmented. But in 1881, it was conducted in pan-India in uniform manner with uniform parameter. So it was done under the supervision of W.C. Plowden, and at that time, the Viceroy of India was Lord Ripon. That is what you should be knowing. And you should know, since 1881, we are generally seeing every 10-year census happening. 1891, then we have seen 1901, then like 1911, 1921, like this. So it has been happening since 2011, till 2011. Every 10 year, we have seen this synchronous census happening in India. Okay. Next is, now this is a very interesting question, because I know many of you will get confused. And that is when we are talking about census is done under the aegis of which ministry? Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, Ministry of Labor and Employment. So under which ministry census is done? So the right answer, many of you might be thinking it should be option B, but that is not correct. The answer is census is done, it is under union list. So only center has power to make laws, and it is done under Ministry of Home Affairs. And who is the cabinet minister under Ministry of Home Affairs? Mr. Amit Shah. Okay, that is what you should be knowing. So when we are talking about MOSPI or Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, this is the body which actually is responsible. Under this, there is a body called as NSO, National Statistical Office, which is responsible for calculating GDP in India. Okay. This is what you should be knowing about. And MSME, of course, it has nothing to do with census. Labor employment also, it is related with labor, etc. and all, labor laws. So yes, you can read about it. Lord Mayo 1872 first census. And of course, who organizes this? So of course, it is being conducted by Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India under Ministry of Home Affairs. And that is what you should be knowing about. So since independence, the first census after independence was in 1951. Okay. And yes, this is about Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India. He's generally an IAS officer. The concept was founded in 1961. And who is the Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India? Mr. Mrityunjay Kumar Narayan. He is the Census Commissioner of India. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. So you can say this is Mr. Mrityunjay Kumar Narayanan. Earliest census data to be available in 2027. First phase to start from 1st April, says Registrar General of India or Registrar General and Census Commissioner. Yes, you can see as this article is, of course, a very recent article from the Hindu newspaper. Yes, as the population census 2027 is being conducted digitally. So this time it will be done digitally. So you have to register on the website. So previously we used to had offline census, where actually teachers or government teachers specifically, they used to go door to door and ask about the details. But now it will be done digitally. Now, since initially actually caste census was not allowed, but the opposition was demanding it, and last year the government agreed to add caste census also. It means that your caste will also be added in the list of whatever will be asked. So caste will also be asked. Okay. So last census we have seen is in 2011. So they're saying that, okay, the number of villages have decreased. So let us see, let's wait for the final report that will come next year. But you should know something about this, the concept of census. And Census Act 1948 is there. Census are confidential. Respondents are to answer to the best of their knowledge. Means your data will not be leaked, but the idea is overall aggregate data is released. For example, they will ask you, for example, how much population is there of a particular state, how many gender ratio, sex ratio, but they will not ask about, they will not release your data. Like, for example, let's say you are Mr. X. So they will not release, okay, your Mr. X is having this much family member, this much property or something like that. Census data cannot be used to provide reservation benefits to an individual and does not come under the purview of RTI. Yes, it is not under RTI. You cannot ask information. Whatever the information, the public information is, they will release in the data, in the public. And not even judiciary also cannot ask questions, like further cannot pass an order by saying that, okay, release further data and all, because that is what you should be knowing. So census data are beyond the scope of investigation. And now it will be conducted in 16 languages starting from 1st to 15th April for Andaman and Nicobar Island, Goa, Karnataka, Sikkim, Odisha, Lakshadweep, Mizoram and NDMC and Delhi cantonment areas. Self-enumeration is available for 15 days for first phase of census. So actually it will be done in 2 phases. I'm sure you must be aware. The first phase is house listing operation and the second phase is population enumeration. And of course, since we are now, our digital literacy has increased, that's why we are now talking about digital census. Everything will be digital, done digital. The next prominent question. Okay, so I'm sure this is crystal clear. Earlier, the last census that happened, we have seen papers. They were collected on papers, but now since we are living in digital era, it should be done digitally. The most latest census of India happened in which year? So the right answer, the last one, is 2011. So the caste data was also calculated, but it was not released in the public. That is what also you should be knowing. Okay. So the last census in India happened in 2011. Now this year, which we are starting it, this will be called as 2027 census. So because the data will be released in 2027, and it is being started, the process has started from 1st April 2026. Okay. Next is, which of the following is known as Great Dividing Year? These are asked in the exam. And the answer, what is the answer? If you know it, I'll be very happy to know. The right answer to this question is actually 1921. C is the right answer. Now, what is the meaning of Great Dividing Year? So I've told you that when the census happened, let's say this is the year, and this is population of India. So 1872 we have seen census, first census. The first current census started in 1891, then we have 1881, then 1891, and like this. So 1901. I'm just giving example. 1901, then 1911, then 1921, like this. So generally, actually, what was happening was the population was increasing, but here we have seen the decrease in population and then further increase like this. Okay. So we have seen actually from 1911 to 1921 what happened. So I'm sure you must be aware, like we have seen around 2019-20, we had seen COVID. So almost exactly 100 years back, somewhere here, around 1919, around that, we had seen Spanish flu. And when this Spanish flu actually arrived in India, they arrived through ships, people coming from ships, like from Europe. People came in India and they spread. That was called as Bombay flu in India. So it also killed people, so much so that the census, the numbers, the population got decreased as compared to 1911. In 1921, we have seen decrease in population. That is why this is called as Great Dividing Year. Okay. These are asked in the exam. That is why we have highlighted this. Okay. Okay. Let's move on further. Now, the next is, according to the census 2011, which of the following group of states occupies the top 3 places with respect to literacy? So, like, we are talking something about the last census. So, of course, the right answer is Lakshadweep, Mizoram, and Kerala. Kerala, Lakshadweep, and Mizoram. That is what you should be knowing. They were having very good percentage of literacy rate, more than 90%. Yes. According to census 2011, what was the literacy rate of India? If you know the answer, I'll be very happy to know. Literacy rate of India. The right answer actually is 74% is the right answer to this question. 74.04%. The sex ratio was somewhere around 940. 940 means 940 males per 1,000 males. 940 females per 1,000 males. That is what the idea is. Density is 382 overall India level. So 382 person per kilometer square. That is what it means. Area. This is area. This is 17.64% increase, means as compared to 2001, in 2011, the increase in population was 17.64%. That is called as decadal growth. And in 2011, according to 2011 census, India's population was somewhere around 121 crore or $1.21 billion, 1.28 billion. And now, since census has not happened after 2011, but a lot of reports says that perhaps we are now 1.46 billion, or we have crossed this, or what we call it as 146 crore. This is according to different reports, international reports, but we have not seen any census since 2011. So that is what you should be knowing. Now, the next question is very interesting question. Earlier, I had asked about first census. Now we are asking first census of independent India. So we got independence on 15th August 1947. And I've told you, like, it was generally happening in the beginning of the decade. For example, 1901, then 1911, then 1921, like that. So similarly, the first census after independence India was 1951. So B is the right answer to this question. Although India was a nascent country, but still it conducted its census in the year 1951. So B is the right answer to this question. Now, if someone is asking first, last caste census happened in India. Caste census means they had asked in detail about the caste, which caste do you belong to. So that happened in 2011, but of course its data is not with us. So if someone is asking last caste census, whose data is with us? Whose data is available in public? Then what should be the answer? The answer would be 1931. This is very important. Why I'm discussing about this? Because we have seen in the last 2 years, the opposition was demanding that this census, which we call it as 2027 census, which actually started happening from 1st April 2026, should also include caste-based data. So initially, the government was reluctant to accept this, but last year the government agreed that okay, we will do caste census also. Caste census means not only religion will be asked, but your caste will also be asked, so that it will it will come in the public that this much percentage of this caste is there in India. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. Is the right answer to this question. Next is, which state has maximum population density? according to 2011 census, of course. See, if someone is asking maximum population, then the answer is Uttar Pradesh. Maximum population according to 2011 census. So it was around 19 crore or nearly equivalent to 20 crore according to 2011 census. But if someone is asking maximum population density, it was Bihar. Density, it is not asking total population. Total population of Bihar was 10.5 crore around, or you can say around 11 crore at that time. Around 11 crore in 2011. But they are asking density. So the density is 1106 person per kilometer square. Okay, which is the maximum in India. Okay, and when the new data will come next year, we will be upgrading our or upgrading, or I would say correcting our data further. But this is about 2011 census. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. And you can see based on 2011 census, Bihar is India's most densely populated state with 1106 person per kilometer square. Okay, highest among all Indian states. Yes, you can see the most if you are adding union territory also, then of course Delhi will be at the top when it comes to density because it is much higher than Bihar. But other than that, if we see this, then Bihar is the most densely populated state-wise. Okay. Next is which state is having the highest percentage of scheduled tribe population according to 2011 census. The right answer is actually was Mizoram, highest percentage of scheduled tribe population. So 2011 census says Mizoram's population was 95% are from tribal origin. So percentage wise, highest scheduled tribe population was Mizoram. I'm saying percentage wise. So D is the right answer to this question. And you can see it. State with highest population density is Bihar. State with least population density is Arunachal. State with highest population was Uttar Pradesh and lowest population was Sikkim. This is population density and this is population, right? That is what you should know. Highest sex ratio of Haryana, Kerala, and worst sex ratio of Haryana. This is very infamous also. I'm sure you must be aware. This has been very much in the news that we need to actually make this better as far as Haryana's sex ratio is concerned. Literacy, I'm sure you must be aware. Kerala is the highest literacy and the worst or the lowest literacy would be of Bihar. So these are basic data, facts. So this was 15th census that was conducted in 2011. We are talking about that. Yes, when it comes to overall literacy, according to 2011 census, it was 74%. However, there is a huge gap between male and female literacy. 82.14% of males and 65.46% of females. So of course, it is a huge gap which should be reduced further. Okay, then I think that is more than enough. Yeah, this can be asked. That according to 2011 census, how much urban population was there? So urban population was somewhere around 31.16%. So you can say rural areas would be 68.84%, right? Or you can remember like this: urban areas 31% and 69% is rural areas. But we hope, actually, we believe that in 2027 census will come, the 31% of urban population that will increase. Okay, of course. And because we have seen urbanization very fast in the last few years. Literacy rate we have done. This also sometimes is asked, as compared to 2001, which state of India has seen decline in population? Overall in India, we have seen increase in population, but Nagaland, we have seen negative population growth or decline in population. That is what you should be knowing about. Okay? Okay, now let's talk something about this year's census, that is census 2027, that we'll be talking about. So, of course, earliest data to be available in 2027, first phase to start from 1st April, says Registrar General of India, Mr. Mrityunjay Kumar Narayanan. Okay, Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India. And this is a union subject. So, of course, it is the job of Union Home Ministry to conduct the census. And if you know further about, if you want to know about caste census and delimitation, delimitation means changing the boundary of the constituency for MLAs and MPs. So for that, we have taken a separate class. This is our channel for those preparing for CLAT and law exams. You can watch this class. That would be very beneficial if you are interested in knowing further about caste census and delimitation. Because caste census was very much in the news last year. So I would suggest please watch that. You can read further in detail. Census Act 1948, we have discussed already that it is beyond RTI and beyond the judicial review, etc. Next is, of course, it is being conducted in 16 languages. This also we have done it, and it is done in a digital way. So you have to enumerate it. Nobody will be coming to your house. You have to register it on the website. So digital census is a modern technology-driven population count that replaces traditional paper forms with electronic data via mobile apps and portals. So they have provided a mobile app or website also is there. You search, Google search it about Census 2027 mobile app. You will get it. Nowadays everything is easily available. Okay, geotagging will be done. They are talking about geotagging also of your house. So geotagging is something like this. For example, this is IT Delhi. So you search it. This is geotagging. I'm just giving. So your address will be geotagged like this because now everything is done digitally, right? So cabinet approved scheme of conduct of census of 2027. This was actually last year in December. It was very much in the news. So it is being conducted in 2 phases. Okay. If you are interested, you can read it, but I don't think you have to go so much in detail. This is 2027 census. This is the 16th census. This can be asked. This is the 16th census conducted in 2 phases. So first phase is house listing and housing census, which is starting from 1st April 2026. Next is population enumeration. Scheduled for February 2027. And of course, like a snowbound region, they will be actually added in 2nd phase only. I mean, snowbound areas like Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, and Himachal Uttarakhand, phase 2 will be conducted in September 2026. Instead of February 2027, it will be conducted in September 2026 only, because of course snow comes at that time. After September, in November, December, we see snow in these areas. That is why the 2nd phase will be conducted in September 2026 only. So let's talk about first phase. So first phase, they're talking about house listing, right? This is the first phase. So house listing, they'll be asking about building number, census, house number, and many other things. Household number, total number of persons, sex of the head, how many gender people are there, main source of drinking water, main source of lighting, access to latrine, whether you are getting latrine or not, wastewater. And a radio, it doesn't mean much, like nobody have a radio and transistor these days, but they are asking questions. TV, fine. Access to internet is fine. And a laptop, car, Jeep, and whether you have car or not, mobile number. Similarly, population enumeration will be done. That is the 2nd phase, population enumeration, starting from February 2027 for rest of the country, other than these people of these areas. So population enumeration, gender, age, marital status, child, religion, social status, education, physical disability. These things will be actually asked in phase 2, starting from next year, February 2027. However, for these areas, for Union Territory of Ladakh, Jammu Kashmir, Himachal, and Uttarakhand, the 2nd phase will be conducted in September 2026 only. Okay, because after November, December, they are having actually cold areas, or I would say snowfall happens. So it becomes difficult for them. So this is about the census, and caste enumeration. This time we'll be having caste also, like you can see here. In the 2nd phase, population enumeration, they'll be asking about this, religion also, and social group. Which caste do you belong to? That will also be asked this time. Okay. So we are stopping this class here. Please subscribe to our channel. Press the like button. If you have any question, you can call on this number 8130-038-836. And thank you, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.